All right, everyone. Thank you for joining. Today, I wanted to talk about GTO, or otherwise known as JITO, the EVM-powered staking rewards token built on Solana. All right. So before we get into the charts, just so you know, very low market cap coin. Ranking is 196. So with a low market cap like that, the upside potential is a lot higher. Now, to dive into the charts, you'll see here the macro perspective. JITO has been following this trend line quite respectively, and now it is just broken out of this triangle, right? So this is pretty much a triangle, as you can see. Price action kept on getting tighter and tighter until it had to break out in either direction, either on the south side or the north side, right? Now, seeing that it did break up to the upside, this is more bullish than bearish, obviously. The bullish market structure is still confirmed, right? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Now it just made a higher high once again. Now, as you know me, I do love trading trend lines. I think they are one of the most effective ways of trading when it comes to crypto and stocks. Mostly crypto. I mostly only trade crypto because price seems to respect these trend lines to the dollar pretty much, right? So you take the highest point and then you will draw the trend line to one of the next highest points here. I was going to use this, but obviously, as you can see, if we were to use both these highs, it just wouldn't really work out. I'm sure that's still going to be resistance in the end. But after a sell-off, I looked for the next high, which was here before a lower low confirmed, right? So it was a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Then market structure changed once we got a lower low. So then this became the next pivot point to put the trend line onto, right? So as you can see, price has swept the liquidity from these lows, right? Go ahead and set this right here. So below all of these pivot lows, there's just liquidity to be grabbed. And as you can see, price moved down, stopped out some traders, grabbed some liquidity before moving higher. So with that being said, it did start another trend. And with this trend line, which held successfully so far, it has broken out, which I would say is a very strong breakout because we also have the anchored VWAP pulled from the lows, right? The very lows of this move to the downside. And it lined up almost perfectly, actually, you can see with the trend line, right? That's to the penny almost, right? So got rejected here, but then price decided it wanted to continue higher. So not only did it break out of this trend line, it also broke through the anchored VWAP and is now using the anchored VWAP as support, right? So let's go ahead and dive into this a little bit more locally. As you can see, price came down, touched the VWAP almost exactly, and it's now looking to continue moving a little bit higher. This would be a great opportunity to actually purchase this project, in my opinion. You know, not financial advice, but locally, when you start to zoom into things, you can see a pivot low happened here. Price already swept the liquidity, and it looks like it's getting ready to move higher, right? So after a breakout, you usually try to look for the retest, which it's kind of did. You know, we still might get another retest of this trend line, but for now, this anchored VWAP is a very valid support, right? And you also have this regular VWAP, which is also adding as support. So price kept on closing above. It's finding support above both VWAPs, and it looks like it's going to target higher prices. So just like what happened before, right? As I pointed out, right? Price came down, swept the liquidity before moving higher. Same thing here. Price comes down, sweeps the liquidity right here, and now it looks like it wants to move a little bit higher. Also, if you wanted to, you can also draw another trend line here. As you can see, usually use the highest point. I mean, for this, we can just use this. But yeah, that is also a triangle happening too as well, right? So price is more than likely going to break out of this in the next hour, right? So where are we going to target on the higher time frame? So let's go back to the 8-hour, zoom out a little bit. So I pulled this fib from this pivot high to the lows, and as you can see, it is respected. Right here was support, resistance, resistance, price sold off, the 0.5 acting as resistance, resistance, resistance as well. And as you know, this is a zone, right? It's not an exact dollar, so it's just a zone. So that's resistance. So in the end, I believe this is where price will be targeting next. And you're talking about a 40% gain, right? About 25% to this resistance, which is still resistance, but to the 0.5, about 40%, but more than likely it's going to go right up to the golden pocket, which is around, we could say 59 to 60% away, right? So those are the long-term targets. What I can do too as well is let me go ahead and hide some of these and pull up some of the high time frame analysis here. Hide that in there. There's another fib right there, right? So let's go ahead and hide this. A few high time frame levels to keep in mind. As you can see, I know it gets a little confusing. Let me go ahead and delete this. But all these levels are still pretty much valid, I believe. This one, technically, you can move this over a little bit. Right. So this, well, that's actually on the, let's see here really quick. That might have been on the, that's on the 8 hours. So let's go to the daily. So on these daily levels, yeah, this is still untapped. This is also still untapped. So locally, we would be targeting this daily level above. This is where the next resistance will be, but since it's so close, I believe that price will flip this level quite easily, turn it into support before targeting the weekly level above. Now remember, we did pull our fibs before, which is right above here, so we can go ahead and pull another fib from the high to the low, and you'll see the 786 basically lines up almost exactly with that weekly level. So that's going to be a very massive target. You also have the golden pocket here, which is also acting as support and resistance as well. But just to keep things very simple, the most important levels would be the daily and the weekly level above, right? Those are the daily opens, daily closes, weekly opens, weekly closes. Now, if I was to also pull up, let me go ahead and hide this for now. Let's go ahead and hide the high time frame levels. We'll go ahead and pull up the fibs. All right, so I did pull this already. High to low. We have that one. Yeah, so right now, I don't really even consider this much of a resistance. I know it is resistance, but the more important levels are these levels right here. So what I'm going to do is actually go ahead and remove the golden pocket. The 0.5 is also very big confluence as well. As you can see, price got rejected off the 0.5. So not only did it flip the trend line, it flipped the 0.5 and it flipped the anchored VWAP. So that's very bullish price action, right? So I will expect higher prices to come for GTO. And the next target would be the daily level and this 786 level, about 5% away. But the main targets would be, like I said before, the weekly level above, right? Let's go ahead and remove this. Also, you have, when we pull a fixed range volume profile, you also have the point of control lining up right above the weekly. So this is a very big resistance area. If price flips this resistance into support, then we're definitely going to be targeting the value area high. And then the next will be the weekly. So for now, first target, like I said before, just to go over it one more time, would be this daily level above, right by the 786, 5% away. If we flip that into support, next target would be the weekly level above. And if that gets flipped into support, along with the point of control, we go ahead and we target the value area high, which is all in all about 55% away, right? So that's where I'll be looking to enter the trade. If you'd like to see if and when I enter the trade, go to my X account, click on Telegram, and in the Telegram is where I update my live trades. It's free. and you'll see when I exit and enter my trades. You can also like and subscribe on YouTube. That's how YouTube can see that, you know, I am putting out good quality content. And then obviously I have my trading view account too as well, which I don't update as often as I should, but I will start to update that more often. For the most part, I just post a lot on my X account and in my Telegram channel. As you can see, I did post about SHIB last night. I think it did actually move. QNT, I've been in this QNT trade for a long time, been posting updates on that. Let's see as well. Yeah, I'm just always posting updates, ladies and gentlemen. So follow me. I'm now at 96. 100 is the target. You know, maybe I can do a little giveaway to whoever is number 100, right? So if you are number 100 and you're watching this, hashtag 100, okay? And I'll watch it. There's only 4 more people to go. So whoever number 4 is, hashtag 100 under one of these posts, and I will send you something, right? Attach your Solana wallet. It's cheap fees, or AVAX, but let's just do Solana. Anyway, thank you for joining. Have a great day. GTO looking very bullish, and we are expecting higher prices to come. Thank you.